our attention to incident and problem. Now, Atlassian sees this as a blended team-centric approach. And from an ITIL 4 perspective, it defines an incident as an unplanned interruption. And in our day and age where we live in a world of cloud and microservices, we're increasingly talking about complex and always-on services that businesses rely on around the world. Now, increasingly, that puts traditional IT teams between a rock and a hard place. The services have to be stable while the change windows are shrinking, and sometimes it's almost never. That means incident response teams need new ways to deal with unplanned interruptions. ITIL 4 wisely identifies the move towards swarming. As a result, getting the best expertise collaborating at the start, and teams that swarm have faster time to resolution. Incident teams also need a broader responsibility with regards to problem and blending incident and problem management. When you separate them, you stop improving. Blending is a radical reprioritization in fixing underlying causes or propensities for outages. And with the complexity of today's systems, it's not always about prevention. This brings me to a story within Atlassian. Inside Atlassian, we started running blameless post-incident reviews for every major outage. The actions from those PIRs drove our incident playbook, which has a series of plays that have helped us find and fix problems sooner. PIRs have helped us elaborate and prune our service runbooks so teams are more efficient than they were previously when responding to incidents. PIRs also drive more subtle cultural aspects like improving team emotional health or cross-functional team collaboration. They've also resulted in many improvements in the services driven through development and site reliability engineering teams. The number one goal of an IT operations team responding to a major outage is fast recovery. This takes teamwork, adaptability, and a team culture where learning is foundational to the way that they work. To ensure the success, they need a game plan, a playbook. And this is where the playbooks come in that Atlassian has defined internally that we've shared with customers, and it fits with the ITIL 4 approach to incident that we've been talking about. It's where you can clearly define how we work as a team, what are our practices, how do we communicate, how do we work cross-functional, and how do we work within post-incident reviews to establish those guidelines and framework to where we're unlocking the learnings from an outage. I'll talk more about that in just a second. But first, let's consider the IT operations team that's on call at 3 a.m. and the alarm goes off when a major service goes down. That's where OpsGenie comes in. OpsGenie from Atlassian provides a unified vision for teams to provide the best modern incident management solution for operating always-on services. We've been hard at work expanding the capabilities in OpsGenie to help dev and IT teams rapidly respond and resolve and learn from incidents. Let's take a look at a brief demo that shows some of this capability in action. Now, while teams can respond to a major incident in Service Desk, many of them choose to work out of OpsGenie. Now, Service Desk can handle alerts and come in and correlate, but it gets rather noisy, and that's why OpsGenie is a great solution for them to be able to handle the inbound alerts. This is a good example. You see quite a few alerts that have come in over the last little while from different things. These may or may not result in incidents. But at any point in here, if I see something going on that may require an incident, I have the ability as a team to go ahead and generate or associate with an existing incident or create a new one. Now, I already have one in that I'm currently working on from that last one that we were going through in this example. And this is for the web store being down. And so this is showing how a team could come in, and let me show you the team first of all. In OpsGenie, we have the concept of teams. We can set up and design based on our structure, but here we are, our on-call ops team, where we have our escalation policy that is set up here for how we will work based on the different level of incidents coming in and their priority. So for a priority 1, this is for everything else, but for a priority 1, we have a 60-minute response, and it talks about how our escalation policy works. We also see the on-call schedule in here. As I mouse over, you'll see some of the different people working in the team and who's available. This on-call schedule and how we contact those members is managed within OpsGenie. OpsGenie also has a mobile client as well as Jira Service Desk. Jira does, but most teams would probably work out of the mobile client. Now let's get back to our incident here and talk about how a team can respond to this incident. How teams can better collaborate in here beyond just having access to the alerts, the incident information coming from service desk. It is our ability to enter into Opsgenie's Incident Command Center. It's the one central collaboration hub with all the features that a team needs to collaborate out of the box, including video conferencing. As a team, we can easily come in here and understand what different team members are working on, pull in dev and ops teams to start communicating and working on the incident without having to fumble around looking for, dial-in numbers or am I in the right chat room. It's dedicated to this incident that we're working on. And all of the information is tracked effortlessly into the record as we work. Here we have one of the sources of truth where we can track key information like the service that is down, what's happening with it, did I just check the log files, what did I find in there. So I'm building out this really valuable timeline that's a great resources for learning as we move towards a resolution. Now as we shift our focus from recovery and resolution, we want to spend a few minutes talking about post-incident reviews. We recently learned via a survey from our friends at Google that 70% of PIRs are never looked at again. The majority are kept in places where no one will find them. They're buried in fields in a request, or emails, or chat threads, or document folders. And this means that the tasks that were key to either preventing the service or making improvements, they're lost. They're never actioned on. And that's why we're big advocates for this. It really goes back to ITIL 4 about this continual improvement in learning. Teams use and leverage Confluence and allows them to standardize their post-incident review process in a more collaborative manner. It allows them to take and standardize the template they'll use, and the team can now gather around and start maximizing their learnings from major outages and incidents to improve the service, to publish known errors that they may improve their runbooks, and unlock the learnings. Then these learnings are actually shared beyond the teams, not only engineering. You have leadership teams that may very well look at and understand what the teams are working on. So this is a key aspect of the learning, and it's an important part that so many teams out there, they don't have time or they haven't made it a part of their practice. So we don't want to forget PRs. They should always be blameless and focus on improving not only the way we're working, but the team health itself. Let's take a look at a PIR example in Confluence. Confluence provides a great place for IT teams to capture their PIR learnings for a major outage. They can document what led up to the incident, the fault, the impact, and detection, the response and recovery. They can bring their incident timeline in here to review it with other people. It helps them understand how the team responded. It also can answer the 5 whys and allows them to drill deeper into that root cause. But I think the key here is not only the lesson learned, but the corrective actions that we're able to take. And allow me to see, as maybe I'm an IT director working with this team, what corrective actions have they taken that I can now see have been actionable and we've delivered back to the business as far as service improvements.